Woo. As the stream started. Let's see. Oh, did it start off with the song? Nope. Guess we'll see here. Wait for a few peeps to show up. How y'all doing? How is everybody? Bet you guys never expected me to show up 15 minutes early. From what I normally scheduled it anyway. Let's see. See how many people kind of pop right on in. My metrics aren't showing me anything for some reason. It's unusual. Even though the metrics on the Rumble page show everything. That's weird. Hey, how's it going, Aname? Or a name, whichever one you actually go by. Hello, Bible. Hello, Silk. How y'all doing? Promise I'm not behind an actual. Let me get that going, so then the stream can at least update for people that they see that something's going on. Watching this at work? Hey, absolutely. I definitely do that quite often. Quite often. Depends on what's going on for the day. Sometimes there's just nothing to do. Sometimes, every now and then, plants shut down. So, that's nice. It's really nice when that happens, but, you know. Why is it saying that I have poor signal now? Man, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. But then, I never have an actual problem. There's no buffering or anything, so quality doesn't dip down either. I think they literally do not like anything associated with Rumble. And that's why YouTube is acts the way they do. It's a bummer. It really is a bummer. Anyway, let's see. Jwit showed Candace guest ID. Said date of birth, April 31st, and there is no 31st of April. Wait, what? What? Wait, where's his ID at? Oh, wow, I'm going to have to see that. That's crazy. So she shows his ID? No. I can't wait to get through this. That's hilarious. The fact that she would even try to pass that off. Oh, man. Hype for... Oh, I appreciate that. I haven't seen anything really make it into the hype system yet. You guys want to give that a shot? You guys can if you want. Hit that hype button. I don't even know where it's at. I can't even see it, to be honest. But then again, I'm not allowed to hype my own videos. YouTube makes that very clear. You know, you can like your own videos. You can comment on your own videos. You can do a lot of different things with your own video. But hyping them, they do not allow that. But I definitely want to see that April 31st date of birth thing. That's funny. Featured the interview with his ID showing. I'll definitely have to show that. I'll have to see it. Is that in this whole thing right here? We're definitely going to get started right into it. Well, how did Jwit get his ID? Just out of curiosity. Definitely, like, where did he find that at? Because I really want to see that. I have to enable the hype? Wait, really? How do I do that? Stream settings, maybe? I mean, I know I have it, like, I know I've seen the hype on other videos, didn't I? Live chat redirect, trailer. Not really, Oh, let's do some, like, okay. I don't see anything. Yeah, nope. I've went through all of that. Okay, I don't see any hype on this part. I'm really not sure. Interesting. Oh well, I'll take a look. I'll take a look later on, maybe when I'm not streaming, so that way I don't waste everyone's time. But anyway, y'all want to jump right on into this video? Well, I bet a lot of you guys are. And the guy was enlisted 30. Oh, when he was enlisted. That's interesting. I'm definitely going to have to look into that. We'll have to see what's going on with all that for sure. So let's go right on in. Let's see what BS Candace has for us today. Because I'm genuinely curious. So I already know that she's interviewing this guy, and this guy's not going to provide any details, any hard proof of anything he's about to talk about. And the reason why I know that is just because Candace has never, ever, ever, ever done it. So I don't think it's going to happen today, but I guess if that does happen, I will gladly eat my words. I'd be very happy if Candace provided proof. You know what I mean? What's there to complain about if she did? You know, for a change anyway. All right, let's see what's going on, guys.
Okay, everyone, happy Thursday. I have to tell you that I was laughing so much yesterday because I received a flood of emails from law enforcement officers, military guys that were just like, no way, absolutely not. That's where I draw the line. The bomb dogs missed the gun. Apparently, for people who work with bomb dogs, this is more of an offense to their intelligence than the Man of Steel neck. Like, it was just a...
Wow. Okay, Candace. All right. Uh-huh. I'm sure you had every single verified officer there. I just uploaded a video on this, and it's genuinely embarrassing for her. It's genuinely embarrassing that she thinks dogs... She does not understand. She has never trained a dog. She's probably never owned a German Shepherd in her life. You guys know my German Shepherd, Bishop. Obviously. When you train a dog to scent on something, you train him one scent at a time. It's not an easy thing to do, okay? I've never trained my dog for scents. And the reason why I haven't done it is because, again, it's difficult. He is trained to obey exactly what I say. And he's also trained to quite possibly, I can't say it on YouTube. I don't think I'm allowed to. But anyway, he's a good home defense dog. Let's put it that way. The quartering just said Tyler Robinson's friends just confirmed he was far leftist too. Yeah, I mean, it's been obvious. It's been obvious he's far left. I don't know why Candace is defending the left so much. It's bothersome to me. Because we knew about the FBI helping out the left all throughout Trump's first term. We knew about this stuff. You know what I mean? Hey, Scar. Good evening. And good evening to you too, Quentin Daniels. Peanut Butter Cup. Good to see you here too. I don't know why I said your first name long. Mr. Klosky, ESG, Fight Like a Brave, a name, all you guys. Thank you all so much for being in here. But yeah, anyway, so long story short, it's just, I don't know. It's really, really, really weird. It's really, really, really weird to me. Also, before we get too far into this here, I want to know what you guys will suggest on other content that I should cover here. Hello, mister. I want to know because I put out a lot of other videos. They just don't quite hit as hard as the Candace stuff. And a lot of the people are returning subscribers. So I really want to know what my subscribers want other than Candace Owens. Like, I'm going to keep covering the Candace Owens stuff because I think it's ridiculous. Okay? And I think she's handled this very, very, very poorly. But if you guys could let me know what else you guys want to see, I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and let's keep going on to this. She's going to go on about... she doesn't know anything about this. This is so frustrating.
Bridge too far. This is where they are drawing a line in terms of Fed slop.
Okay, show us an email and show us proof it's a cop.
Episode for you guys here today. I thought long and hard about whether to bring on the eyewitness from Fort Huachuca. And I think when we speak to him today and he gives you his testimony, you will, of course, understand why. I am always honored to have any person that serves in our military, especially honored to have him, given all that he has lived through, despite the firestorm that I know that both he and I are about to endure. Welcome back.
Okay, I imagine that you are going to absolutely tell us that this dude is like absolutely 100% going to show proof, right? Hello, Alicia. Let's, you know what? I'm going to do 1.5 speed on this.
Interview.
Hello, John Adams.
First want to tell you about this interesting question that I received yesterday from one of our viewers over on X that I wanted to address. He asked me specifically if I saw black plastic fragmentation over the floor of Charlie's SUV. I was immediately struck by this question because I am not kidding when I tell you that the very first thing that I noticed when I went through those photos of Charlie's SUV, I said to my team that it looked like there were shards of glass, like tempered glass that you might see if you drop or break an iPhone. It was very distinct to me in the picture from the blood that is all over the seats and all over the floor.
Yeah, I guess there is. There's plastic. Okay, yeah, what is it? Black plastic. Let's see what this is.
I was like, oh, maybe like someone broke a window or something, and then I sort of put it out of my mind. And particularly, I
like
noticed
glass.
a lot of it spread across that back seat rear floor. So I'm going to show you that, just a couple of photos of that close up so that you can see it, what that looks like, because, yeah, it was just kind of a compelling thing that he noticed something that I noticed, and you can see it was unusual. I think in this person's
Nothing ever gets
mind,
past Candace.
The line that they were going down, I guess the line of
That
question
he noticed something that I noticed, but you never thought to bring up. Okay.
that they were going down in their own mind was, is this evidence that something broke on Charlie? Could something have been rigged? And I want to say that we can't necessarily extrapolate that from what we're looking at. It could be 1,000 other things. Somebody could have actually broken a phone in there. Somebody could have had something in there. It could be broken hard candy. I mean, there's a lot going on. And
could be, I don't know, seats rubbing or something. There's who knows? This could be literally gravel. I don't know what any of it is.
yeah, I did want to address that because it was interesting that he noted it and asked if we saw little black bits. And I do. That is visually what I see. I am hesitant, by the way, to put up the rest of the photos, kind of still going through that. I want to be slow on that because obviously I don't want the federal officers, the good guys that are in there who have assisted in this, to be rumbled, right? I don't want people, cash to go on a hunt and figure out who gave us what and people to start getting fired. We need to have the white knights in government. So I just need some time to think about that. And yeah. Anyways, what we can do,
I don't know what that would
starting
mean.
to formulate now are just addressing these data points, right? These mysterious circumstances, these things that don't necessarily make sense. What?
Yeah, I'm interested. Why are the candies there? I wonder what those were about, you know? Take a page from Asmongold style, just talk about woke crash outs and current events. Okay, yeah, that works for me.
Do we actually know about that?
If that's what you guys are into. Let me know what you guys want to see on this channel other than
Candace. When I review these
Candace.
data points, I can't fathom how there are people out there right now trying to convince you that there is overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson committed this crime. There's actually there's no evidence outside of these shady.
This is unbelievable. Okay, so let's say there's just no evidence. All right, that's great. There's a trial coming up, Candace. There is a trial. Why are you saying there is no evidence? You mean there's no evidence in the public? They're going to trial with a jury. They're going to show us what evidence there actually is. Okay? That's what's going to happen. See, this isn't a Jack Ruby situation here where he went up to Oswald and executed him right then and there, right? Like, I had somebody actually comment on my channel and was just like, oh, there is no proof that anything actually happened to JFK. And everything lines up perfectly. So he was like very much a JFK anti-truther, I guess you could call him, right? Like, he thinks it happened exactly the way that the FBI reported it. And I'm just like, yeah, well, you can watch the video. And when the guy pops the shot, okay, he would have shot Kennedy from behind. And his skull goes the opposite way. Not really very possible, is it? That's what I'm saying about the physics. There are multiple holes in him, too, from the front. And he goes, oh, that's all made up. And I'm like, really now? Okay, I guess if you just don't want to believe it, fine. That's fine, but it's on the reports, you know. But whatever. And then, yeah, Jack Ruby just goes up and gets the guy right then and there. And then stays silent in prison the whole time. Okay. All right. Now, I understand. There's no proof that it wasn't a lone guy that has been released. I get that. And Piers Morgan was right on that. I was just making a nuanced position saying Candace cannot bring herself to ever say she doesn't know. Because at the end of the day, she wants to save face. And I was like, look, it's super easy to say, yeah, you're right. I don't actually know what happened to Kennedy. I don't know that it couldn't be a lone guy for a fact, but physics says otherwise. You know what I mean? It's so much different between JFK and, you know, just in general, what happened to Charlie Kirk. They're so different. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But people just want to believe what they want to believe, I guess, you know. So as the back end expands, meaning it would flop the other direction. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Wait, Mitch or Harry? Wait, what? Did I miss something?
Messages that are not even timestamped. We don't have a confession from him. We have nothing. Okay, so these are just some data points for you to remember as we go through this. The surgeon never confirmed or even suggested that Charlie was shot with a .30-06 or that Charlie had a steel neck. that stopped that bullet. Rather, he suggested.
Oh, she changed it again today. Wow, she changed it. So before, she said she had confirmed with Erika Kirk that they did talk with, that guy talked with the surgeon. Actually, legit did. Now she says that they never actually confirmed it, which is odd. And now they're saying he never even confirmed the caliber. Which, at the end of the day, it actually wouldn't be the surgeon that confirms what caliber it is. The surgeon's not a firearms expert. He's a surgeon. I don't know if you know this, Candace, but he's not going to confirm what was hit. And for him to be able to determine what he was hit with, especially if the bullet had completely fragmented, it's a little ridiculous. They'd have to get every single last piece out. They might not even get all the pieces out. Who knows? It depends on what they need, what they can prove it with. I don't know. Like, it's just, this is all pretty silly. This is pretty silly to sit there and say, okay, well, we're going to say what, you know, I mean, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with this information? Okay, rather, he suggested it may have been a frangible bullet. Okay, I guess frangible bullets are not 30-06 at all. All right, this is dumb.
That maybe a frangible bullet was used. The lone confirmed eyewitness that we have that is confirmed to the...
I want to hear right now what Candace thinks a frangible bullet is. I really, really want to hear him.
Alleged shooter on Losey Center rooftop before the sound goes off, the sound of a shot rings out, has not been contacted by the lawyers or the investigators on either side of this trial, the pending trial.
Okay.
We're now in the phase where investigators are supposed to go out and be collecting more evidence pending the May probable cause hearing. He still has not been contacted. And why is that crucial? Because this individual is an instructor at a gun range. He claims the weapon that he saw looked more like a .223, quote, something shorter than the one that they found. The person that he observed was wearing what seemed to him to be black tactical gear plus a face mask, and he described...
You know what's a fun fact? You know what's really funny? You know what's a .223? What's a .223 bullet? Check it out. 55 grain, you know, coyote round that I was talking about. It is fitted with a plastic sleeve. It's actually a .223 that's in there for the most part. Crazy, right? Weird how that works. May have been hit with a .223. Could have still come out of the end of a 30-06. It does not have to be a 30-06 bullet per se. At least all of it. It could have been a 308 that came out of the end of that. I don't know. But this person that you are going to interview, I don't care about his opinion. Because his opinion at the end of the day doesn't mean anything at all.
That person as looking like a professional. The bomb
nope,
dogs
we just started, Blaze.
Were unable to locate the weapon in the field where it was eventually discovered, despite the fact that they had crawled over that area. They just weren't on their game that day. This is not my favorite part of the story. It's just a little, I just didn't expect the reaction to be what it was. I just love the people that are like, no, absolutely, no, we are done with the Fed slop. Instead, what happened was federal agents directed local officers to the weapon. Lucky feds, lucky feds. The canines were not provided with the scent of the weapon once it was discovered. Okay. So they did not then take that weapon and then have the dogs trace it back to the top of Lossie. That did not happen.
Can you confirm any of this with any officer? Can you confirm anything? You just said this is what you were told, but do you even know if you were told by a legit officer from this, like, actual field? Like, anybody? Who? Where? How did you confirm this, Candace? I want to know.
Terrell Farnsworth, still major question marks. He raced to remove the camera that was directly behind Charlie's head. I want to tell you, by the way, I'm reading myself into this, so not a data point, but in my mind, when I imagined why he might have done that, I think it's because they were going to go with this story that a 30-06 hit Charlie Kirk, and what debunked that obviously would be...
Why, though, Candace? Can you tell me why is it that they would not want the right caliber? If they can hit him from a rooftop with the exact caliber to keep it from going all the way through, why? Why do they even care that if it went all the way through or not? Like, genuinely, why? I want to know. Why is it that they would have used a weapon they absolutely, or at least pinned the blame on a weapon that guy's holding up there on the rooftop, and then hit him with a different one? Do you not think at all before you talk? Like, it's absolutely mind-blowing to me. Why do you think the FBI would be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have this kid on a roof. We're going to give him a 50 cal. And then we're going to hit him with a 22. Why? Why wouldn't they give the man a 22 and then have someone else in the crowd fire off a 22? Don't you think that would help keep things nice, secure, and tight? Why would they give him a more powerful weapon and then hit him with something way less powerful up close and then be like, oh yeah, I was done with the thing that should have decapitated him. Clearly there's only a hole this big in him and then there's nothing else, right? Why would they do that? Like, what possible explanation could there be for that? Can any of you guys in my chat please try to explain that to me? Is there any advantage at all, to doing something along those lines? Like, I don't understand. If they wanted to hit him with something, like a 22, why wouldn't they just do that? Oh, everyone's asking where the hype button is. Can I, like, add that in? Okay, I've got to find this. How do I do that? Because I had the hype thing all set up, I thought. How do I set up the hype? Oh, hold on. How do I... hype button on tube. Manage your hype videos, maybe? No. To set up the hype button, you need to ensure your channel is eligible for hype videos and then follow the instructions in your YouTube studio. I thought I did all that like a long time ago because I brought it up like a month ago. That's weird. I'll check it out real quick, guys. I could probably get this just set up really quickly before we go. Let's see. Is the hype in here? I thought it was. Maybe it's in my dashboard. Let's see. Don't worry, guys. I promise I'll try to find it quickly. If I can't, I'll move right along. Where? I don't understand. It is not content detection. Nope. Community, obviously not community. Definitely not in analytics. I don't understand. That's really, really weird. Really, really, really weird. I don't know, I don't know. But anyway, shout out to that. By the way, one of the persons, I don't mean to be so... I'm not trying to be rude towards the person that believes John F. Kennedy, like, happened that way. They can believe whatever they want. I'm just saying, like, there's... Physics don't match, and I like when people, like, you know, just in general... oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Let's see. Enable, manage for the feature. Make sure the policies related to hyping videos for more detail. What is this? You need to be a YouTube partner. You must be in good standing. Have 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, access to YouTube Studio. Navigate to... Oh, it's under monetization. Is it really? Why would it be there? Weird. Okay. I don't see anything about hype. Did they get rid of it as of recent? Important things to know. I don't see anything about the hype on this anymore. Did it disappear for me? I'm in the YouTube. Yeah, I'm in the partner program and everything. Agreements. No, apparently I have the option to leave it. Wow. Shorts. Members. Don't have that activated. Wouldn't be surprised if they actually wanted me to activate memberships first or something. That'd be funny. I don't know. I have no idea. So weird. Maybe if I hype... Nope. I don't know. I don't know what they did. That's really weird. Is there customization? Maybe? No, it wouldn't be under customization. Oh, maybe it's under settings. Oh, wait. It could be under here. Hold on. General. Advanced settings, maybe? Nope. Nope. And nope, that's the last one. Okay. Oh well. I don't know. I'll look into it later on, guys. I'm sorry. No hype for now. I'm just gonna get back on with it. I tried my darndest, guys, to get the hype going. I appreciate y'all looking out for that, though. I really do. That's a nice thing for you guys to be looking out for. I genuinely do appreciate that a lot. But, you know, I mean, it just is what it is. The real JFK conspiracy is Oswald got him, but the CIA had tabs on him and Trump. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. Like I said, I'm not trying to crap on people who actually believe the main narrative of that story. It's like, whatever. We don't have enough evidence out there, right? We just don't have anything concrete from the FBI themselves. How would I put it? The end of the day, when you look at the video and you see the angles of everything happening, it's like, that's just not possible. They had to run with the magic bullet theory forever. That's where the term came from. It specifically came from the John F. Kennedy case. And it's like, look, I'm not going to just ignore years of that. I've seen so much evidence of it. I've seen people coin that term. I've watched many, many, many different documentaries on it. You can see the original footage. It makes sense what these people are saying. And there's a lot of witnesses to say that there was a guy standing in front of the car that fired off, you know, and then walked off like nothing happened. And they confiscated everybody's phones, or not phones, but cameras and stuff like that. And then all the witnesses, it was like, go ahead, tell people. They won't believe you. You know what I mean? Because it just was not that, like, easy to hide a camera from the FBI at that time. This is the 60s. Cameras weren't as small as something that you could just conceal and put in your pocket. Not the case. So you had to turn all your stuff over. And most of the time, if you had a camera, it was a pretty nice camera. You know what I mean? So there is all that, you know. Oh, thank you so much there, Angelina. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you so much, Shamrock. Alrighty. I'll quit yapping, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. But you all know the real reason you're here. It's to listen to this one, right? That's your favorite, isn't it? Isn't that your favorite person in the world, guys? Isn't that what you came here for? Anyway, if that's possible for her to swallow her pride, yeah. Man. Candace only used her powers for good, you know?
Seeing that it didn't go through. There was no evidence of what should have been a tremendous amount of damage done to his neck. I also want to say here, because I've heard that various people like Terrell are getting death threats.
Thanks,
Obviously, if you're watching the show,
Rangleton,
we are investigating what happened with Charlie
Junior
Kirk. I've been
Angleton.
clear that I do believe that there are some people that are engaged in a cover-up. I am never giving anybody the permission to, you know, go be a bandit and go outside and take the law into your own hands. That's not what we should ever be doing and engaging in. Next data point that we have, federal agents prevented the surgeon from returning to his operating room. I told you that was something that startled him, and he placed a call, presumably to DC, to make them move because he wanted, obviously, the team
Nice
to get in there
eyeball.
to make sure that Charlie could get cleaned up before Erika came in. Federal agents removed the hospital surveillance footage. They're on a manhunt. And for some reason, that seemed like something that they should do. That strikes me as tremendously odd. We have the vehicle in which Charlie was transported to Timpanogos Hospital was not impounded by law enforcement. It's very odd. And there were multiple sets of prints on the weapon that was found.
I just want Candace to think about this for an instant. So the bomb dogs were unable to locate the weapon in the field. So you're telling me that the officers literally just, like, actually put, like, the weapon right out there, and the dog never noticed, right? Just never, ever once noticed. Here's another thing, you know. People eating up that slop. What slop? Wait, fed slop, okay. Nobody's eating fed slop over here, Ben. I don't know what you're talking about. But alrighty. Anyway, so keep this in mind. I want people to kind of understand this too. When a dog is looking for something like that, and you're thinking that they're not going to hit on the firearms and whatnot, how many officers do you think walked by with a fully loaded weapon? Do you think that would maybe distract the dog at all? Do you ever think about that, Candace? Maybe these officers just went ahead and put all their weapons up in the vehicles, right? So the dog wouldn't hit them, right? Don't you think maybe, just maybe, there's a little bit of a reason why they train dogs on specific scents? Just a quick question, you know. It's kind of interesting, right? And even when the firearm was on the floor, dogs still never found it, did they? So maybe the officers went there and planted it so fast and then led all these other guys to it. But how long was that weapon on the floor then of the woods? How long was it there? And why didn't the dogs ever find it after they put it down? You don't give us a reason for that. You're like, the dog never could find it. I call BS. Well, then how was it there? The dogs at some point had to have missed it. They had to have, right? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, she's not thinking very clearly about this at all. Let's say it was planted there by officers. Okay, well, why didn't the dogs find it still? Can you explain that? Just doesn't make much sense, you know what I mean? Does anyone believe that if they were so good as to plot all of this and have all these moving parts going across the country, agencies, and nations, they would leave a witness alive? Yeah, exactly. Well, they sure didn't leave Thomas Crooks alive, that's for sure. So that one would be a lot more likely, in my opinion, you know? Candy-flavored fed slop. Oh, absolutely. Lots of candy there. Lots of candy on screen, too. Now, let's see. She has a main... Yeah, she probably does have main character syndrome. Like, number 40 sliding right in hello, chat, hello? Well, hello. Hello, Calamity. It's good to see you here. But yeah. Exactly, yeah. You all get
I
it.
did not share with
I
you,
just don't
but I did know
understand
this for some time,
how the dogs missed
and I
it
can
when it
confirm
was
this to you,
planted then.
because that's one of their things. They got the prints of Tyler Robinson on his gun. There were multiple sets of prints that were on the gun that was recovered thanks to the instincts of the feds and not the noses of the dogs. And
Okay.
finally, and I think this is a big thing, the footage of Tyler Robinson turning himself in is apparently missing. And I have told you guys, and again, I'm reading myself into this, that in my investigation, I found that their entire story about how the parents turned him in and did the right thing is crap. It is BS. That's not what happened. They were told either, these doors are going to get broken down or you're going to come in peacefully. And Tyler chose the latter. I also was told by police officers that were there when he came into the police that they were told not to look at him. They were told to avoid cameras. Very strange things that happened when he did eventually come in. And we won't know how strange because apparently...
Okay, that sounds great. Do you have anything to corroborate this, Candace? I'm all on board. More than willing to believe you. But how did you get this info, and how can I corroborate what you're saying here? So you're saying officers are coming out and doing this. Are you telling me that the officers that arrested him, who are going to testify in his trial, are going to also say this? I don't understand. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that difficult. Who told you this? How do you know this? And how can I corroborate it? That's all I want. Again, Candace could be right. Could absolutely be correct. The problem is she never, ever backs anything she claims. And everybody comes in here and goes, oh, she always has her receipts. Okay, well, I would like to see her receipt on this, please. Is that too much to ask for? You know? Nicole, is this the Troll Slop channel? Gee, I don't know. Is it? Do you know at all what I'm talking about here? You know what I mean? Can you explain? Would gladly love to hear your input on it.
The footage is missing, according to local Utah news, that they didn't say FOIA, there's another term, was a gamma requested for that footage, and we're basically told, well, now there's been an expiration on that footage and we don't have it. So maybe they just mean they already handed it over to investigators. I don't know, but we will wait and see. That's a lot.
Oh, man, are there really that many super chats she's getting asking her to stop? Is there? Oh, this is probably ended already. Dang. Yeah, it ended already. It's not going up anymore. Okay, I'll have to look through her super chats again. I'll live stream it tomorrow, you know. She has a BitChute University degree. That's great.
I want to pivot now because our instincts, which they keep mocking us over, I think are on the money. We're going to talk now about Christianity. Christianity. I'm putting that in quotation marks because it has been on this podcast a recurring theme, right? I keep sensing, that these pastors are dangerous, right? I've covered extensively how even just amongst the Calvary Chapel, in particular, there's just way too much of a habit of establishing former pedophiles and drug traffickers as lead pastors of churches. Okay, I'm not saying that people can't find God. I'm just saying that my preference would be that they maybe not be provided with access to children, right? If you committed a crime against a child.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
This is a preference that I guess is not, or perhaps is in conflict with the beliefs and the preferences of Rob McCoy, who makes my skin crawl. We showed you that interview that he did with somebody who apparently went on a rampage. He actually went to prison for it, and he was just sort of laundering his reputation and then gave him access again to children. I feel like that is very wrong. I have also on the show been speaking a lot about these quote unquote Christian influencers. Something's not right. A lot of women who seem to.
So the Matt Kester video, I'll have to take a look at it. Oh, I could probably pull it up at, let's see. Matt Kester. Somebody else mentioned, oh, it was you. Okay, you said it. I kept saying Matt Kessler. It's Matt Kester who does the video breakdown. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. The guy she brought in provides no evidence. Oh, yeah, so that's what I thought. I thought that was going to happen. Oh, man, you spoiled it for us. I'd made a bet at the very beginning of this. I was like, I bet you she has this guy on. She never shows any evidence whatsoever, just takes his word for everything. Looks like it's, I mean, it wasn't that much of a surprise now, was it? You know? You go to Calvary Chapel? Oh, okay. Nice. I don't know if there's any Calvary Chapels anywhere in Oklahoma, to be honest. I don't think there are. So, I can't check one out, but, you know. Yeah, it's rich coming from a Catholic, exactly. She's Catholic, yeah. No, don't tell her. Don't tell her. She doesn't know. She doesn't know about the bishops and the Pope and about The people who actually are. Now, here's the thing. I've been to a Catholic church locally, okay? Obviously, nothing crazy happening there. It's all nuanced. Every single church ever, every single type of church has done stuff with children that they shouldn't have done, okay? Just like every single school, every single type of school, I should say, not every single school, obviously not every church, but just like every single type of school has had a teacher do something inappropriate with a student. Just like every single baseball, event, pretty much, probably has had something like that. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, it's everywhere and everything. It's people who are sick, who take advantage of kids, okay? Who take advantage of kids in vulnerable positions. It happens in everything. There are doctors out there who have done it. There are nurses. There are morticians, I bet. I bet that one's a really difficult one. Could you imagine a mortician being able to somehow get into a vulnerable area? That'd be crazy, right? But I'm sure it's happened. Okay, Candace? So when you're sitting here going, oh, well, I'm going to look specifically only at this, and then you ignore everything that happened in the Catholic Church. Oh, that's just wonderful, Candace. So intelligent. She's so smart, guys.
Know their Bibles for almost the implicit and explicit aim of socially engineering the population, right? Telling you, oh, it's right here in the Bible. Same with the pastors. God doesn't want you to follow Tucker Carlson on Instagram. Josh Hammer is amazing. Candace is possessed by a demon. You don't want to be possessed by a demon, so unfollow Tucker Carlson and unfollow Candace. And I promise there's no other motivations. Candace is just crazy, and you should listen to me. Similarly, there are so many conservative media companies who are run by former military intelligence.
No, Candace, it's just simple. You don't provide evidence when you say you're going to provide evidence. Every time. Every single time. That's all.
It's people that leave naval intelligence,
not
people that
hard.
leave the Mossad. Suddenly their aim is to speak about Judeo-Christian values. They find God after they leave the military. I'm not saying that that's impossible. I'm just saying that this is something that we have discussed a lot on this podcast. I have been suggesting to you all that faith has been infiltrated by the military, and people laughed. They laughed. Well, you guys didn't laugh, but oh, what do you mean by that? Well, you guys pull up a chair because it's about to get even more interesting. Fort Huachuca, as many of you in the military have informed me, is actually an intelligence base. Now, for those of you who are ignorant like me regarding the structure of the military, this is an important distinction to make in your mind, because when we think about military bases, at least me, maybe you can, you have the same mindset. I tend to think about where they're scrambling off the planes, off of an airbase, if there's an attack, right? Oh, quickly jump into your planes and get into the air, or maybe get into the sea. It just requires an immediate response. But that is not what Fort Huachuca in Arizona is, okay? It is a hub for intelligence training. Civilians can be turned into intelligence assets on this base. They can take courses to join the intelligence community, okay? Just giving you one example of an email that I got, quote, just FYI, Fort Huachuca is where soldiers go for their MIT courses. That is Army Military Intelligence. Once a soldier has finished basic training, they go here for their advanced training for their actual job in Army Military Intelligence, end quote. Okay. Now, among the many emails that I received regarding what sort of intelligence courses take place, I was absolutely floored when a person who grew up and lives just outside of the base in...
There are over 20 Calvary churches in Oklahoma. I'll have to check it out. I don't know if they're in my neck of the woods, per se. I'm a northern Oklahoma guy, but we'll have to see.
In Sierra Vista, told me something.
Check that out.
Recount the story to you. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit of this so that I protect their identity. Basically, their story begins in May of 2013. They are two recently baptized Christians. Like I said, they grew up in this area, Sierra Vista, and they decided they were going to pour their savings into starting a gym. Now, of course, because it's a gym that's located off base, they had a lot of clientele who happened to be associated with the base. And one such client was a woman that they met, a couple that they met that were on fire for the Lord, right? That couple made a sizable investment in their gym and became, quote unquote, founding members, okay? So the gym owners were drawn to this couple because they were so bold in their faith. I loved the bold proclamation of their faith, and we thought, this is great, this is going to work. They accept money from them. So you can imagine that they were then completely surprised and shocked when this couple, over time, effectively staged something akin to a hostile takeover of their company, undermining them while pretending to be their friends, going behind their backs, propositioning other gym members. I'm going to be clear here. This is obviously allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly here. The couple almost lost everything in the process, and they had to start all over again. Now, what was once the fastest growing...
Dang, Calamity, that's a long time. Well, good on you, That's wild. Let's see here.
Gym in Sierra Vista, suddenly they were forced to relocate and downsize their company entirely. So now it's 2015. They are in their new, smaller location of a gym. And I'm going to read this next portion of the email that I received verbatim. Again, allegedly, because he names an individual who I do not know. I've never heard of this individual, but I feel it is relevant because I'd like to learn more.
Okay.
The email
well, at least she's being
quote,
allegedly.
We were struggling. sometimes barely making rent, but still serving the community, including military students who came through for 4 to 6 month training courses. Okay, I'm going to stress that again. You got all these students that are coming in and their training is lasting between 4 to 6 months. They're signing up for this gym. Back into the quotation. One morning, I noticed a female military member lingering after class. She was visibly distressed, so I kept the gym open longer than usual to give her space to talk. We ended up conversing for about 45 minutes, and what she shared with me has stuck with me ever since. She said she, quote, could not take it anymore. When I asked for details, she explained that her stress was coming from a class that she was taking on Fort Huachuca, taught by none other than Bruce Bevins. My ears perked up when I heard his name.
So weird. It was funny because I thought of the last name Bevins whenever she said they were opening a gym, because I actually knew a dude who had a Taekwondo, like, gym, I guess you could say, dojo, whose name was Master Bevan. Crazy, right? That's really, really weird that ended up working out like that. So, I don't know. Just a weird coincidence, I guess.
As I immediately remembered the incident with his wife. This young woman described Bruce as, quote, the most evil man that she had ever met. She then revealed something that I wasn't expecting at all. The class's objective was to teach military personnel to infiltrate Christian groups and organizations through covert psychological operations. The training focused specifically on deceiving Christians. At the time, I didn't fully connect the dots. Our gym was and still is an openly Christian faith-based organization. But looking back now, I have to wonder if the infiltration and the destruction of our gym was actually a training exercise or a field assignment. I also wonder if
you got the pic of the fake ID?
Sent to our gym on assignment from Bruce, but couldn't follow through with her objectives and instead chose to.
I have email, I've got X, and I've got Discord. If whichever one works better for you.
Confide in me. There were other students who will corroborate this type of training. 2 military students, both named blank and blank, I'm redacting that, passed through our gym during this same period. They shared similar stories, but seemed much more advanced in their training. On one occasion, after I asked what was so funny in the back of my class, they privately shared that they had just returned from an overnight field training mission with very little sleep. Their objective had been to deceive civilians in Tucson, about an hour north of us. They practiced at local bars and public venues on unsuspecting people, telling lies, remembering those lies, and maintaining their false personas without, quote unquote, breaking character.
Cool. To do what? And what did they lie about? And why? And what was the mission? Like, is there anything? Oh, email? I believe, yeah, email would be at, I think, wait a minute. Let me grab the email real quick from my page. Hold on. Just to make sure. I think I got the right one. I have like 4 different emails. Let's see here. Oh, it is just... Okay, yeah, I had it right. There we go. I'll send it to you there. Let's see. Jeremy said a huge update. Interviewed his friends and confirmed far-left ideology. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, we already knew this. I don't know. That's not that much of an update.
They laughed about their conquests while working out at our gym. Now, I got the impression that their deception sometimes extended to sexual encounters with their targets. At the time, I found this disturbing, but I did not know what to make of it. Now, 12 years later, and watching the situation unfold with Kirk and learning that some of his most trusted people may have been trained operatives who infiltrated Turning Point USA, these memories...
So, wait, are you trying to tell me that they were, like, doing things to him exactly the way you just said a second ago? What the heck was that about? Hold on. What did you say specifically they were doing?
And now, I got the impression that their deception sometimes extended to sexual encounters with their targets.
Okay, and then next she says this.
At the time, I found this disturbing, but I did not know what to make of it. Now, 12 years later, and watching the situation unfold with Kirk and learning that some of his most trusted people may have been trained operatives who infiltrated Turning Point USA, these memories
were they doing the thing there that you just said? That's weird.
Suddenly seem significant. You mentioned previously that there was a strange military background connection among some of the people involved. I am now wondering if instructors like Bruce Bevins trained some of these individuals before they infiltrated Christian organizations like Turning Point USA.
Okay. And then to do
now,
what?
I obviously cannot confirm just yet. I'm sure after the show, we're going to get a bunch of emails. The allegations against Bruce. Again, I have never heard of this individual. What I can say to you is on a guttural level, I feel this is accurate. I do.
How?
What I've noticed is what I've been thinking to you all year.
What?
Many of these pastors are behaving like operatives, and many of these Christian influencers are behaving like operatives. And I keep telling you that all roads, including the Egyptian, here, Israeli, planes, lead to the...
You can't even prove that they're Israeli at all. That's the bad thing about it. You have no idea.
Front door of Turning Point USA faith. I kept saying there's something when faith suddenly infiltrated and something happened to this organization. And I feel this email is a big piece of the puzzle. Okay. So if you played a part in these exercises on Fort Huachuca base where you were learning instructions about how to be a good little Christian to infiltrate and potentially to overthrow a Christian organization, and maybe you're having some second thoughts about your soul and you'd like to speak to me about it off record, please email moretips@CandaceOwens.com.
Please give me just the tip.
And I would also like you all to remember that we suddenly have been experiencing wall-to-wall panic.
Man.
Ever since we mentioned Fort Huachuca. We saw this. It's great. I mean, the articles right now
I agree
are
with
unhinged.
you.
They are just doing fiction. The panic button was pressed when we mentioned Fort Huachuca in the alleged meeting that happened on the morning of September 9th. So,
Judy, no, her mother was not an alcoholic per se. Only drank when Candace was in the womb. That's just not an alcoholic, but only drank during that period of time in her life.
Get into that. And by the way, for those of you that thought that this person was making it up, he was apparently not familiar with metadata. I don't think he was. And he had not sent me the photos that he took that morning on the base. So he tells the story. I said, I got coffee. Well, because he thought he was going to write, and I'm laughing here, going to like right the wrong of his past, he was sort of documenting himself while he was on the base. So he sends me over all this stuff. And I literally was able to.
She's butt chugging Tylenol. That'd be,
confer with the metadata where he was, exactly what time it was, and see the background, obviously. And it's just a fact, okay? It's just a fact that this happened. He was there. I was also able to establish it because now this is like beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, when we get back after this brief break from our sponsors, we are going to bring on, and this is his new name, Mitch. I told you about who he believes he stumbled upon in that meeting, and I think that we need to focus on that. And you may learn more. I know I certainly did.
All right, let's talk to Mitchell. Dang it, Mitchell. What is this? What is this?
This company, match your symptoms to the doctor.
Oh, great. All right.
Medical emergency kit puts.
Good Lord, Candace, you are really milking these. You are really milking these, aren't you? Oh. Is one sponsor not good enough?
That I do just feel on a spiritual level that we have been infiltrated. I'll ask a broader question. Are all of our lives a bit like the Truman Show? Do we have essentially a cast of characters who are performing and pretending, and this is what kind of made
deleted all Instagram photos since September? Yeah, I've kind of gone over that a little bit. She definitely, back when her and Charlie were fighting, she deleted all of his images off Instagram, and then also unfollowed him on X, but she denies that ever happening, even though we have that documented, and I remember it happening at the time, so.
Turning Point USA event where Tucker asked the question, where does this guy's money come from? I mean, obviously, Barry Weiss is one of these actors. This is clearly an act. You obviously are not intelligent. You obviously are not some journalist that works their way up and broke some important stories. You are obviously an intelligence op, and not so intelligent op. Like, are we living in the Truman Show? Are we all going to work thinking that we can climb a ladder when in reality these people are just selected and given certain, they're supposed to be certain characters. You're supposed to pretend like you're the head of a tech company and you're supposed to be super weird and quirky. I'm going to cast you into that role. And then we're going to call you a genius. And you're supposed to pretend that you're this super financial guru like a Jeffrey Epstein. And we're going to put you at the head of a finance company. You know, you have no background in this. That's kind of the theme that I'm seeing. Anyways, I don't want to waste too much more time because I do want to bring on Mitch, who apparently has what I would describe as, I don't know if it's the best or the worst luck ever in life, stumbling.
This guy definitely hung up this American flag and this black screen right back here, right before going live. And just then, you know, you can see with that zip tie and all. It just definitely was just recently thrown together. That's funny. And it's fresh out of the packaging. Nice.
Upon the feds when they're maybe up to no good. Mitch, welcome to my podcast. It's so great to have you here.
It's wonderful to be here, Candace. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
I'm sorry, guys. I have it on 1.5 speed. Do y'all want me to slow it down? Just out of curiosity. I was just kind of trying to get through it a little bit.
I obviously, you know the story of how I instantly got the email from one of your
friends.
Give
us the tea, Mitchell.
Call Mitch after I prayed and said, I'm missing a piece of this. Please, God, give me a piece of the story. And the first email I see when I get back from church on a day of holy obligation is this email. And so, Mitch, my audience is up to date on what happened to you when you were 20 years old. And I'm wondering if you can just sort of briefly recap in case I got some things wrong.
Okay, wait. Is the witness... Okay, when he was 20 years old? This goes quite a bit before Charlie's, probably before Charlie and I were even born, actually, really. What, 20 years old? How old is this man? Definitely looks like he's in his late 50s. If he's in late 50s, then Charlie Kirk wasn't even born yet, and probably not even me, I don't know.
Oh, wow, briefly recap 35 years, sure. Yeah, we were part of a mission going down to the border of JTF 6, assigned from 10th Mountain. Previously, there had been a Marine Corps unit there. Apparently, they had an incident. We had to replace them. They wanted a less kinetic unit to be involved. So we went down there in a matter of a few days. You know, and I was the youngest guy on the team, and for the first few days, I got assigned to have to, you know, do the hard work of putting in the sensors and following one of the border patrol who was on a.
This lighting angle is not a good angle for him. 1 chin, 2 chin, 3 chin. Dang near 4 chins, like, and I know he's not that big of a guy, but man, that you should move that light. You should have a light on each side of you, probably. That's just not a flattering angle at all. Like, and having the camera down, camera above you is one thing. Down, not so good.
On horseback, got to learn a little bit about picking up signs in the desert, stuff like that, while we were placing these sensors down. It took a few days. I think we put in like 80 sensors or so.
Yeah, I'll definitely
along
look
the
for that
border,
calamity.
and, we were getting some. They thought it was some glitch signals coming back.
Yeah, no
Being
neck
that
to
I'd just
chin.
gone through the course, I had the most updated information, and
It actually
um,
gives me anxiety because the line right here from his neck to his, wherever that is, it looks like a really thin, like piece of like something around his neck. And it makes me so uncomfortable to see that because it like, I don't know, it activates like some. There must be some phobia that I have about really, really thin pieces of string or something tied around someone. Because that's actually making me like freak out. I'm not even kidding. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. And I've never had like such an uncomfortable feeling. It looks like he's being strangled to death by whatever the crap, like, hey, I'm sure it's just like a wrinkle or something. But my God, it actually perfectly looks like a thin string there. And it's making me very uncomfortable. I'm not
we
trying to be
realized that
mean. I'm just saying
they weren't glitch
it
signals
bothers
that
me.
these people were being sent out for. It was subterranean, and when I got pulled back to the JTF-6 headquarters, they were in discussions
Ugh,
of trying to
I don't
remove
like
the
it.
Army in case.
See that? I mean, it just looks like it's all the way around his neck. What? Like, that bothers me. It looks like it's actually going to, like, get tighter and tighter, and that freaks me out. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why that freaks me out so bad.
Your viewers don't
Ugh,
understand.
man,
When units get put together like this, especially this mission,
just not gonna look.
there's a lot of contention even to this day between the Army and Border Patrol and who gets to take credit and who gets to stay, who gets to go. And back then, they
I guess so. I never know that I
Patrol,
had a phobia
I think
like
they
that.
just wanted us out of their hair.
Wait, do you think that's a face mask? Could that be? It's so hard to tell these days. It actually genuinely could be. Yeah, that freaks me out. I'm hoping, well, actually, I don't hope it's a scar or anything like that. I hope there's a good explanation for it, but man, it just makes me think that, like, you know what I mean? Like, it freaks me out.
Some sort of a big meeting.
It looks like he needs
Yeah,
help,
a big
you
do
know?
not disturb meeting. And I got assigned to the skeleton crew to
Yeah,
sit
dirt
back
bike,
on the
exactly.
SMS, excuse me, the receiver.
Man, this,
Um,
I do like that
and
too.
I was
Zach.
looking at the data while the skeleton crew of the Border Patrol was left there with me as well. And he was giving me a bad time about the Army equipment and how they were being sent out for no
Okay,
reason.
I get it. You had a hard
He
time
kept
back
giving me
in
a bad
30
time
years
about it.
ago.
So we were looking at the data and we started discussing things, and I brought up the fact that I asked if there was any subways or something like that around, and between the two of us, the light bulb went on that it was an underground tunnel, and within minutes we could triangulate the signals and be able to pinpoint the location, and that's the information I got to hand off. So no, I didn't go on the raid itself. Handing that information off was the probable cause they needed to be able to go get a warrant, go to the location, and also communicate with the Mexican authorities on the other side to perform a raid. And that's what happened.
Now, you're thinking, amazing, we have found the biggest cartel tunnel. There had never been one bigger previously discovered, I presume. Maybe there had been. I don't know. I'm going to become a hero. Maybe you're thinking this is going to be great. And the exact opposite thing is true. And it's because they eventually find pictures of, was it an American lieutenant colonel? Who exactly? Sorry, I know you told me this. Was it a colonel?
One of the commanders that was with the Border Patrol was actually posed with a photo that was found on the Mexican side after the tunnel apparently had been built, along with other Mexican military and U.S. military. Mm-hmm. So there had been some collaboration. Prior to us getting there had been a lot of suspicion that the federal government knew that 80%, I think it was 60 to 80% of the cocaine was coming through the Douglas, Arizona area. And that's basically Region 6, or that's why they called it JTF 6. So they knew all the
we all know the story of the cartel tunnel and how that guy's information got leaked and all that stuff, and he had to hide from the cartels for years. Is this the gentleman who actually did that? Because they're not being very super clear with this.
Yeah. But the local authorities back then, came up with shrugs like, oh, we just don't see where it's coming from. So they suspected there was some compromise.
Good evening, DJ.
Of officials down there.
Good to see you here.
So yeah, we went to work, and it didn't take us long to pinpoint this. So when they recovered that data,
no, she did not. She did not, because she said that she saw the colonel. That's so funny.
And they recovered the photos. Great. Obviously, they had some of the top names of who was helping out on the U.S. side to
once had a customer who
help build the tunnel and also keep it functioning for at least 6 months, judging by the date on the photo.
Great. That's
so,
amazing.
I just wanted to ask you, your attachment to, because I'm trying to figure out why you're going to then go back to Fort Huachuca. Is that where you were initially trained?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay, so you were initially trained at Fort Huachuca. What then ended up happening is they put you, you're not allowed to talk. You just get gagged for, was it 25 years the gag order lasted? While they destroyed
Okay, so this
every
is the guy.
layer of your life,
Cool.
fed your name to the cartels. You've been on the run. You've had to change your name. Your family is now in debt. You've been fighting lawsuits trying to get...
Oh, that does make sense because he would be on the run from cartels. He wouldn't want to show his face. He probably doesn't want to give his actual name. This is the guy. Okay. He's definitely wearing a mask then. That's why that's bothering me so much. That line right there is absolutely a mask. This is not his real face at all. That makes a lot of sense. Definitely don't blame him for doing that. He probably goes out in public like that a lot. That's why I was wondering, because his face looks, he has so much weight in his face, but his body here isn't reflecting that. So, okay. Totally get it. He is wearing a mask. And, okay, that doesn't bother me as much, but it looks like it's digging into his neck, and I really hate that. It really bothers me. Okay. Definitely get it. That makes so much more sense now. Yeah, is he, let's see. What'd you say? Where was the comment I saw? The veteran guy's story's really weird. Yeah. It is definitely a little odd. Is he just here to kind of corroborate the story she told? She does seem to be leading him.
I guess, defend you against the cartel gangs. And clearly they're angry because you stepped on their toes, it looks like. I think that's a fair depiction of what happened here, which we are learning more and more how corrupt. And I think the CIA was created to traffic, to be clear. That's my opinion there. But they effectively destroyed your life and gagged you in the process. Is that a fair assessment of what happens next?
I don't know. You ever see the masks that Adam Ray wears? They're pretty good. I mean, you've seen Adam Ray, right? You guys have seen Adam Ray, right? He puts on different faces. I'll show you guys just real quick. Adam Ray. He does, obviously the Dr. Phil. Obviously, his Dr. Phil mask is probably not as nearly as good as some of the other ones he's done. His Joe Biden mask is insane. It's insanely good. But you can see him here, like, he does pretty good stuff. He's the Dr. Phil, Let me just, as you can see, pull him on it. Do they ever get a close-up of him? Like, here we go. I mean, it's pretty good stuff. And then you can also see his, oh man, his Biden mask is amazing. This guy is like the best Biden ever. Best Biden ever. I think this is only a half mask. Yeah, he's only wearing the top part. His Tony mask, though. His Tony mask is amazing. It's so funny. It's so good. Like, look at that. That looks just like Tony Hinchcliffe when he's here like that. There's Tony. And then, let's... Oh, no. Can I fast forward this at all? Okay, here we go. And then there's, Adam Ray. Look at that. Look at that. That's so good. Oh, man. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. So, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people wear those type masks. They work really, really, really well. That's only makeup. I think for the Joe Biden thing, I think it's a half mask and half makeup. But I'm pretty sure the Tony thing is a mask. He had a mask made for that. Look at how smooth all that is on his skin. I don't think they just make-uped him up. His nose even. Like, yeah, I don't think that's, let's see, where's Adam Ray normally? Let's just see his normal face. Because his normal face, oh God, where, I wish I could just blow that picture up. Where are we at? Here we go. Pretty sure he's got a way different nose in person. Yeah, I think so. Come on, let's get a zoom in up on his face. I'll just put in Adam Ray in person. There we go. And I guess no, his nose is huge here. Got a big nose. Maybe though. Yeah, it's pretty wide. It's not wrinkly up like Tony's. I'm pretty sure that's a mask he wears on his Hinchcliffe impression. I'm pretty sure anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a makeup expert. Not a makeup expert, but this looks like a mask. It looks like, I even noticed it from the beginning. I was like, is this guy wearing a mask? Because that line is just bothering me. I'm pretty confident this guy's wearing a mask. Which, makes sense if he's hiding from the cartels, or even if he's not, if they're lying about him hiding from the cartels. Still makes sense for him to just put on a mask for the sake of the show anyway. You know, even if they're covering it up. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
We'll find out.
I
sure.
could probably go into some
Maybe.
detail that while we were down there,
Look at the side of his face.
got the honor of
All right.
incinerating all the. It was about a ton of cocaine and a bunch of guns, bunch of money.
If it shows.
and-
That's kind of close. It's all smooth. It's all very, very smooth, just like that Tony Hinchcliffe mask. That's what I noticed instantly is there's no pores. You know what I mean? Like with Candace, I could still see that there's some pores on her skin, but this is weird.
Then right afterward, we went right back.
It's very
to work,
latexy.
And I ended up getting approached with a friend at Noka, Arizona.
Like his
not a
neck
friend,
there
but
looks
another
so
Border
much
Patrol
different
agent.
colored.
And if it wasn't for him, I was too
But
stupid.
that's,
I didn't understand
you know,
why this person was coming up or
something.
why they had personal information on me. I was a young kid. It was the Border Patrol agent that caught what it was about. And yeah, thank God. He knew what to do. Took me back to base, and they thought it was, something I did to give away my identity.
Okay.
So I was on base for, it was the next day that I got brought into a briefing. And by that time, the photos from the Mexican side had made their way to the American side, and they were able to put together how my information
One thing that
got-
bothers
got
me too is his chin. Look at how wrinkly it just all is right all over the chin. It's as if like he couldn't quite get it pulled over his mouth right because his upper lip is like that all the way underneath, just all around here. It's very weird shaped. In this part, look at his lip. Why does this look deflated? It looks like it's not pulled over him properly. See what I mean? There's just a lot of details on this that are weird.
to the other side.
I wonder
As
if I'll
far
see
as
any movement.
Cartels and stuff like that.
I'm gonna keep an eye out.
It's just plain corruption at this point. It's thick, and yeah, they have followed me. I've had people come through my windows, and it's not like I know these are. It's like fantastical stories. We got the court documents. We got the court cases.
You've sent them.
It's not just that we have those. It's that the work that was done to even try to bury those afterward. It's pretty substantial. And yeah, I've got 20 years of this, and you'd think, one would think that somebody in the federal government would care.
Just
or in
trying
any
to
part of the
find
government
like a
would
definite scene.
The more I've gone up the
You know
chain
what
to
I
try and get more of these records as well as get answers to this saga, it just seems like I step on more and more toes. And eventually, that's what led me to going down to Fort Huachuca, was just to get the original records and find out
Kind of does look like Tom Arnold,
why
for
was
sure.
the FBI updated as to what my status was, and why has this been allowed to basically use our own laws against me to attack my life.
I feel.
I wanted answers.
Oh, yeah,
When I
I
hear the story,
imagine.
it makes me so
Everyone
angry because
wants
there's too many
answers.
people that are serving our country only to figure out that our country is serving some other, the interests of oligarchs, truly. And I think we're kind of all coming to that moment right now and recognizing that it hasn't been left or right. It has been them, a unique gang of oligarchs and criminals that are running every aspect of our lives, and they would gladly have you die for them, and they couldn't care less.
Okay,
I
so
wanna
is
hit
there
it now. So
anything
you're,
involving the whole Charlie
they put you in this
situation
gag
here
order
coming
or
up?
non-disclosure agreement, and it is 25 long years, and it happens to 35. Pardon me,
Okay, so we
35
got-
years. You're told, yeah, you can suffer. The cartels can chase you, change your name, but you keep your mouth shut about it. And finally, in May of this year, it expires. Right, this gag order expires, and you say to yourself, I am going to go down to that base where I was trained. I'm going to go down to Fort Huachuca, book myself into a hotel. I'm going to go
Fort
to the
Huachuca.
criminal division, the investigative division. I'm going to get that original paperwork and get some answers to why I feel that my life has been effectively ruined for me having done what I was ordered to do by the government. So you get to the base, and I want you to address this because there were so many people who were like, there's no way you could have gotten onto the base. Obviously, you sent me your military cards, and I think we
Yeah,
can
you
show
could
a
have
picture of
waxed
that.
it off.
You get onto the
Oh,
base.
okay,
and I
hold
want
on. So this is it, right? Is this where it shows his ID? And his, like... Okay, I don't see any dates on it. Okay. Oh, did you already send me that? I'm gonna I'll check my email. Let's see. Let's see the... Oh, fake ID. Okay. There we go. Good. Okay. So, April 31st, date of birth. Okay. Why didn't it have a year, though? That's odd. Heck yeah. All right, I see. So that's going to be this. Why is this here bleeped out, though? Like, what? So what's the story behind
walk us
this?
through what time, and I did show a timeline, but about, you don't have to be perfect here. We already showed a timeline, but like you get to the base and just kind of what's your general mood. And this is on September 8th, the evening of September 8th at the Candlewood Inn and Suites, which you have given me all the documentation for.
Okay. Yeah, and getting into Tucson, there was a little bit of a issue getting the rental car and stuff, so that took a little while, a little bit of a delay, but we made reservations ahead of time for me to be there. And
Yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, I get down to the base. For those that think that people can't get on base, no, typically you can, as long as you have your ID, your insurance, and you have a purpose for being there.
I mean, that
certainly
depends.
did.
Whenever my foot itches, I still scratch it through my shoe if I can.
And
That's
so
why
you
they
can
asked
show
for
that
help.
documentation as he's speaking.
Shirt
I'm
itches,
sorry,
you
go ahead.
know, under my shirt. I
Um,
can sometimes do that. Just
So
depends,
yeah,
I
we
guess. I don't
made
know.
reservations, and I got to the hotel. I had to. It was sort of hard to find, but once I found it, I sort of recognized it because it was that was actually the barracks that I had when I was there in AIT training.
Yeah, if he's trying to conceal his ID from or his identification from cartel members, I can understand why he would wear that mask in public. They would even make him an ID with the mask on and stuff like that. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, military NDAs don't normally expire. I think it was a gag order. Oh, March is 31. Yeah. What? So where did this come from, though? Like, just wanted to know where did that April 31st like show up at? How did Jay Witt find that? Because the person sent me the actual uncovered ID in my email here. I may pull it up here in a second, but I just want to know where it came from because somebody, I guess, could have, like, I don't know, painted over all the black and then just made it themselves. So I just want to verify
they
it
converted it.
if
So
possible.
yeah, that was pretty cool. All of a sudden, staying in the same barracks. Really nice place, by the way. Wonderful beds. But yeah, I check in, and as I'm doing that, you can tell that there's regular military people, young kids that are there, probably just checking in to post, stuff like that. There were a couple people that stood out, and they're a little bit older, and
Oh, it's on X?
as I'm checking
Okay.
in, one guy
It's
that
just
was
a
sitting on
meme?
the couch
Okay.
He just had a
I'll
sheen
look
to
more
him.
into it after this.
looked like he had a professional military sheen to him. If I had to guess, being a special forces guy, I would have guessed that he's ex-special forces, probably doing, something down there, probably contract. He was definitely waiting on something. And,
Age about, just so we can get a description. Age.
I'd say 30, 33 to 40, about there, give or take. I wasn't there to check out people or check ID cards.
Jeez.
I just happen to know
33 to 40. I
and
hope I don't look like a 40-year-old
veterans,
man,
especially
right?
SF guys. When you notice somebody like that, I almost had the impression so much so that I was going to go up and ask him what group he was with and say hi and thank him for his service. I didn't really get that chance. So as I'm checking in and then I go to my room and then come back out, he was joined and joined by a female that you can definitely tell when how do you put it, when people are well off and they're dressing down.
Thank you so much for being here, Calamity. Let's see. The ID is fake. Already grok. Oh, okay. Man named Ruben that has the man's real story. He's emailing Jay Witt. Gotcha. Has Jay Witt, like, verified this guy, though? Like, unlike Candace verifies, you know what I mean? I imagine Jay Witt has probably gone through all the proper channels, just knowing how he does things compared to Candace. But, yeah, I just want to make sure, cross my I's, dot my T's, you know what I mean? All that good stuff.
She was definitely dressing down. And it was very well kept. The one thing I noticed about the woman that really stuck out to me was her eyes. And I have an ex that has caused me a lot of problems. So when I see someone with striking blue eyes like that, they stick out. And I was on the phone with my wife here, and I even
Over
told
the
her
years,
about it. I
you've
said,
taken
"Oh,
care of
geez,
schizophrenics,
somebody has those
Mr.
kind of eyes."
1924.
They creep me out
Gotcha.
a little bit, and it had nothing to do with that person. Just, life is what it is. But as I was checking in, I was going to go back and actually talk to that person, the guy, and between me at the front desk and then going back to my room one time and then coming back out, I was going to go to dinner. They had gotten into there was a vehicle parked out front, big green truck. It looked like a real shiny GSA type. And they were getting into that vehicle and driving off. And that night I went to dinner at some a little bit crazy. People in Sierra Vista, they can probably verify there was a
what a bummer. I forgot to mention this in my last video, just letting you guys know. Candace uses, in the last video, literally the one I just uploaded before going live, can you notice Candace Owens uses the term vehicle a lot? Just wanted to point that out. I thought it was funny.
Oh, Mexican sushi place in Sierra Vista. So I got dinner and it was a pretty good place, actually. And then I came back and went to sleep that night. Got up early the next morning, wanted to see the sunrise, reminisce about, there we go. Just reminisce about.
Interesting. This looks like his actual real face. Okay. I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe he's not wearing a mask. I don't know. But then again, there's that line that's still there. It's just so weird. Why is it so definitive? And so much different than the rest of his skin. Like, it's very clearly like this line. I don't know. Isn't that weird? I guess it's a feature, but it just looks like something's there. Am I crazy? Yeah, no, there's not 31 days in April. Uh-oh, what the heck happened here? Oh, it glitched out.
I
Gotcha.
haven't been there a long time
Now it's
ago.
working.
And even stopped to talk to some of the police. They tried to give me directions to
Oh, you
CID,
never heard of
but the
Mexican
buildings there
sushi?
are
It's whenever
sort of
you
old World War
take,
II, and they're built on
it's
top
when
of
you
the foundations
gamble
of
on a Mexican place that you're not
almost
sure.
Alamo era rocks and stuff, and some of them aren't really well marked. So his direction sort of led me off on a wild goose chase.
And I'll interject here while you're having a sip of water that this is when you accidentally take a video and it's 18 minutes long while this guy's giving you directions, which you've sent everything over. So there's no question you were here and everything happened because you tried to document this thinking you were going to get some justice from the past. And I will let you continue telling the story.
Yeah, I was there to get help. And I was really figuring some people would have have some answers for me. I couldn't find CID, but as I'm wandering around, I finally decided, I need to get some coffee and wake up, maybe have a little breakfast.
Yeah. We're about halfway.
I noticed that
through
there's some signs there that say JTF and JTF headquarters. I went in a couple of the buildings. There was nobody there yet, so I continued on. I went and got coffee. Ran into some 10th Mountain people there. They said they were there for JTF. We sort of talked. I bought them coffee, I think, for their service. I asked where there would be a headquarters that I could go to speak to someone. They tried to explain it to me. I forget. They gave me a building name, and I don't necessarily we don't want to disclose that kind of stuff, but I went right back to the front gate, and as I came in, as they scanned me in with my ID card,
Yeah, I'll bring up Mitch Snow.
Yeah, I asked the gate guard
Sounds
there,
good. That's just a
where
fact
would this building be?
Gotcha. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I'm
he gave me
fine with
detailed
being wrong,
instructions on
unlike
how to get there,
Candace.
how to wind around to get to that building. So I did, and it was obviously a temporary setup for this new command down there. There was no gate guard. There was I think they did have some barbed wire around the field in the building, which made me hesitate for a second. But it was a parking lot, so I just went in and parked. I was on the phone with my missus here and told her, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what they say here, and I'll call you in a few. I ended up not being able to call it back for about 7 hours. And you can be in the military for a while. You notice when there's a lot of high-ranking people around, and you notice when there's a little bit of a buzz. And I walked in there. I didn't know if this was just a new type of army that I haven't seen for a while. But I walked up to the front desk. I sort of told him what I wanted. I initially talked to one captain for about 5 minutes, and then he stepped back out. He was going to go get someone.
Okay, so Mary says that she just watched this. Wait, people. Crazy info's coming. Okay, here we go then.
I stood there at the front, and as I did, the guy that I thought was an XSF guy, he had walked out from wherever it was, and he was sort of walking out to the front doors, and he stood there for a while waiting. And then 3 more people came around, civilian dressed, and one. Yeah, he looked like a congressman. Had the pin.
Oh, that ID's for the VA? Why would they let him in? That's interesting. I'll have to look more into that.
And had the flag, congressman suit. And there were a couple of people next to him.
He is breaking a court order?
And,
he said he would be gagged until next May. Interesting.
They were sort of palling around, but it was also sort of serious. And,
hey, Madness, can you tell me exactly where he said that at, though, by the way, so I can, pull that up?
Some of the military lieutenant colonels there and
it'll save me a little
unit sergeant
time.
major escorted them out. They got into one of the GSA's. For anybody in the military that knows about GSA, they own everything in the government.
Could you, sorry, for those of us who don't know about this GSA, just to break it down for us, I'm sorry to be so ignorant. What does that stand for?
What was it? Government Services Administration, or
okay.
I forget what it is.
No worries.
Okay, it's the bureaucratic branch of the government. Great.
For the federal government.
Okay.
So
or
if you're in the military or if you're in the federal government and you need a vehicle, basically...
he did say it earlier in the video? Okay, I'll look it up.
You go to one of the GSA places, and it's like renting a vehicle at Enterprise or something, but you have orders attached to it. Some of those vehicles they're reserved. At any GSA where they have VIPs that come in, for those in the know, they keep a reserve set of vehicles, and they're extra shiny. They're like new off the lot. Their tires aren't worn very well. So they all got into one of those vehicles, and
Hey, Miss Donna.
The sergeant major came back in. Him and
we're about to find out what we're
about
watching.
Tabs and how he didn't have his long tab, and I think he had a Ranger tab and airborne. Or no, he didn't have airborne. He had air assault. Anyway, I was teasing him about some of that. Was supposed to go back and talk to him. I was finishing signing in when, a couple more captains came around the corners and they escorted me way out. They wanted to take me out of the building. I thought I was getting arrested, and I didn't know what I had done wrong. I'd give my name, the missions I had been attached to. I give them the purpose why I was there. And I was very polite about it. I was trying to be discreet as possible. And I had no idea what I was walking into. Obviously, when congressmen are around, there's something special going on. But yeah, they escorted me out across the parking lot to the park benches there, and
Okay.
one of the captains there, his name was Captain Neff. Nice guy. Um, yeah, and
Okay.
I started telling him my story, what I'm telling you, and what I was there for. Yes, that's the guy. Real decent gentleman.
Okay.
And as we sat there, the other captain went in, was going to get the sergeant major, and I don't know exactly what happened, but before long, there was a bunch of cruisers pulling up. There were police officers from different levels of the.
Really? Retired military, you actually can use your ID to get into any base? Oh, okay. Oh, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'm completely ignorant to it. I actually have a, not family member per se, but one of my family members' best friends is retired military. I'll ask with him, you know. No, this is unrelated, but give the Quran a read. Oh, I have. I've got one over there. Trust me, I compare it to the Bible all the time. It's wild stuff, I can tell you that. It ain't anything like the Bible, for sure. Pretty violent stuff.
Government. I couldn't tell you all the different types of law enforcement that were there surrounding me, and sort of putting up a wall between me and the front door. I did catch that there was yet another. I don't know if it was the same GSA vehicle returning or a different one, but that did pull up to the building. I couldn't see who got
okay,
in
I
it.
see.
And yeah, it ended up
Bottom
sort of a
one's,
big deal. They kept interrogating me,
VA.
trying to gaslight me, asking me what I was there for, like I was some sort of a spy. Yeah, and then they mentioned a bomb threat. They wanted to check my vehicle. Mentioned that because I was in special forces, obviously I must be some sort of bomb threat. And for me, I just figured this had to be some sort of the false flagging that I've encountered from before.
Oh, really?
Some sort of residual effect from that.
You're
Okay.
just thinking, this has got something to do. This has been 35 years running. The government's corrupt. It's all about me fighting this cartel tunnel, and this is just going to be the story of my life, never getting any justice. That's what's going through your mind.
And at this point, yeah, people in the government start pointing guns at me. My house has been squatted and stuff like that. I just roll my eyes. I literally.
Yeah, I just roll my eyes when
I was just throwing my
military
car
men
keys out.
just
They wanted my
point
car
their
keys.
weapons at
I chucked
me.
it over. I was like,
Just point my, yeah. So I just roll my eyes every time military men just show up and randomly point weapons at me, and then somehow everything just ends up fine. They're not going to point anything at you unless you, like, actually start acting like you're a threat of some sort. What? That's just so weird. Okay.
yeah, if you don't mind, park it closer.
I'm starting to not
I don't
like
wanna walk
this
that
guy
far.
much.
So sad.
So Captain Neff was really nice, and I asked him what this was about. He tried to shrug it off and say he didn't know. There was another lady that seemed to be conducting what this overreaction was, and she was definitely, she was in plain clothes, undercover, big sun.
Oh, Scar, thank you so much. And genuinely, thank you. Thank you so much. And I really, really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Genuinely. Thank you so much, Scar. Absolutely appreciate that.
Glasses, Hispanic woman. Right, if I had to guess, probably Secret Service or something like that. She didn't want to approach me directly.
I don't
she was
know.
directing how
There's a
other
lot of
people would
different
approach
agencies
me and
out
ask me
there.
questions, get my documents, stuff like that. Eventually, they said, "Okay, we're going to take you to another location." They took me to. They finally showed me where the CID building was, I guess.
All right.
Put me in there, and they recorded me for a while. Asked me a few questions, and they were very
Fascinated with me trying to touch my toes while standing up, right?
concerned about the next 24 hours. Like they wanted to make sure. I don't know, maybe that I wasn't there for some other purpose or related to something.
We've established this, okay, 1,000 times already. They think you're a spy. Can we get past that point, please? We know. We get it. They're suspicious of you. They're taking you around. They escorted you outside. They pointed weapons at you. They're trying to figure stuff out. Okay, can we get to the point? After all that's done, after they clear it all up that you're not a spy, let's move on from there. Because at this point, I don't care anymore. I don't.
It was pretty odd. They didn't answer any of the questions I was there for. They didn't give me the documentation they wanted. They did give me a report number to go ahead and you went ahead and I gave that to you.
You did.
We'll see what that says. But
here's the thing: they could have just verified everything you were saying in a split second. So that why is this so difficult?
Yeah, they were looking for any excuse to try and hold me up for like 24 hours, and that 24-hour number kept getting repeated by them. And then eventually, they didn't have anything to hold me. I wasn't harmed to myself or others. I wasn't there to spy on anybody. I really just wanted to get records and get out of that desert. As reminiscent as it was, the place creeps me out a little bit. So, yeah, once they said you have to stay out base for 24 hours, don't worry about it, I ain't coming back. got to Tucson, stayed the night there in a hotel. Never got a refund on my Candlewood suite, but
Okay.
yeah, got on the plane, and before we touched down, I had a stop off in Salt Lake City. By the time we wheeled down, we got the news about Charlie Kirk, and of course that's been just all over the all over the news. Everybody's watching it, and I don't think anybody's believing what the federal government's saying about it for sure. But what I
They haven't
noticed,
said much.
I don't know these people from TPUSA. Never been associated. I could recognize Charlie Kirk probably. But
Probably?
what I started seeing
Okay.
come across and got more familiar once I saw a picture of somebody in a ponytail with those eyes. That was that person. They were there. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the head of security there, he was one of the people walking out with the congressman. Now, how would I know that? I just have a gift for recognizing people. And yeah, maybe it's not him. Maybe he has doppelganger, but somebody with the same mannerisms, the same crick in his neck, face, the waxy look on his face, hand gestures.
Why'd you say probably then? Why'd you say probably could identify him? So he's saying Charlie Kirk's actually still alive.
Shoulder shrug, gait, approximate height, haircut, definitely walked past me. And in
If
the
you had to put
hotel,
it at a percentage that you were looking at Brian Harpole, maybe he's got a brother in the military, who knows, right? Maybe he does have a doppelganger, he's got a twin brother, who knows? And I want to be clear, I can confirm on this podcast live every step of your story in terms of where you went, what time you were there.
Why did she change it to Brian Harpole? Didn't he just say, am I missing something? Did I make the mistake? Did I hear him say that he saw Charlie Kirk? Was this before all of this went down? Because he was talking about how it's all over the news. So is he saying after? Guys, I'm really confused here. Did I miss this? Is he saying after the incident of Charlie Kirk happened, he saw Charlie Kirk in this area? Am I getting this right? Like, that's so weird to me. I thought he said Charlie, right? Or did he see Brian? Let me rewind it just a little bit.
how would I know that? I just have a gift for recognizing people. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, maybe
Got
it's
a
not
gift.
him. Maybe he has doppelganger, but somebody with the same mannerisms, the same crick in his neck, face, the waxy look on his face, hand gestures, shoulder shrug, gait, approximate height, haircut, definitely walked past me. And in
if
the
you had to
hotel,
put it at a percentage that you were looking at Brian Harpole, maybe he's got a brother in the military, who knows, right? Maybe he does have a doppelganger, he's got a twin brother, who knows? And I want to be clear.
So
I
he is
can
talking about
confirm
Brian Harpole
on this
then, huh?
podcast live every step of your story in
Okay.
terms of where you went, what time you were there, that there was this big meeting that happened. I confirmed the location with other people that are on Fort Huachuca currently. I can confirm everything with metadata. I obviously can't confirm that you saw who you say you saw. If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw Brian Harpole,
Interesting.
what percentage would you put it at?
95,
95%. Okay.
95 to 99. I mean,
Well, of course, anybody who thinks they recognize anybody in public is going to be 99% sure they saw somebody, right? I mean, why would he? I don't think he would get any lower than that, really. But, man. Okay, so he apparently saw them together. Didn't see Brian with Charlie? What day was this?
when I saw him, on the interview with his face and gestures, with that photo, it struck me in my gut. I blew it off until there was, some other pictures that came up with other people.
What other people? Other pictures?
If you want me to say, there's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby, and that man, he was present at that meeting the
Okay.
next morning.
If
So
you had to put it at a percentage that you saw that the girl in the ponytail matches the description of Erika Kirk, what percentage would you put that at?
those are really rare eyes.
Are
That's
they?
95, 99%. I can't imagine somebody else.
Okay, so what I'm going to say, because obviously that's very explosive, and it's one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if I wanted to have you on. I'm going to be honest with you, because I guess I'll tell you the conflict that I had and just be just as honest with you as you are being with me. The first thing was, I can't confirm it, right? I can confirm where you were, I can do all that, but I can't confirm what you think you saw. I don't know you. I don't know. There are people like my husband who can see someone once and he recognizes that person 10 years later exactly where we saw them, and there are people like me, and I kind of have facial blindness until I meet someone 3 times. The second thing was I didn't want people to wrongly extrapolate things and say, okay, well, maybe she was on the base. Maybe there's a chance she wasn't on the base, right? And that she has a doppelganger. People do have doppelgangers. I have doppelgangers, right? Well, let's say she was on the base. Let's say you're right. And you saw her. This is the night before. This is on the 8th. Maybe she was in the hotel, but maybe she was there for a different reason. Maybe she was there because she's always been open about the fact that her mother moved to Arizona because she got involved with the military. So that could be totally unrelated to the meeting that took place on the 9th. And I didn't want to, but then I said to myself, this man has lived through so much. You know what I mean? This man has lived through so much. And I would be turning my back on this, really a hero for discovering the cartels who's lived through so much and has been
I want to hear his description of Erika, because he said that's rare eyes. What color eyes did he say she had?
treated like the government. And then I struggled with my own soul going, I'm turning my back on him because I'm afraid of backlash for allowing him to tell the truth. And so my soul was in conflict. And I decided that, you know what, this is not my platform, okay? I genuinely believe this is God's platform. I'm a conduit. I don't know why I have a platform. And I don't know why you have this luck in life. I really don't. I don't know why these things happen to you or why they happen to me. But I know that my prayer was very intentional that night that I received that email. So I'm going to allow the internet to hear your testimony, hear what you think. And I also want to show them a picture because we did look through some congressmen and I didn't tell you.
So they say she has blue eyes. Does she have green or something? What color eyes does she have? Is that in a ponytail? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'd say they are rare. They're not blue. They're gray. They are very, very rare eyes. I see. Yeah, she does got some rare eyes. Okay. I didn't realize that. Incredibly rare, actually. I had no idea. They are very, very gray. Wild. Huh. Well, the more you learn, I guess. So he's saying that he identified her gray blue eyes. Interesting.
Where you're congressman from, but there is one that you thought looked familiar. And I am going to show that picture of him now. This is, and Skylar, someone's got to get my ear because I'm blanking on his name. Mark Amodi.
Okay.
Is that right? Mark Amodi from Las Vegas. And you thought that this could potentially be the congressman that you saw on the 9th?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the one that walked closest to me.
That's one that walked closest to you.
That's 95. I'm absolutely, after I've looked at it, that was definitely the guy.
Okay. Now, we have then been able to look at flights and look at who could have been at that meeting. We were able to confirm, based on a call sign, that there was somebody heavy duty that was at Fort Huachuca, Fort Huachuca, pardon, on that morning who made sure to turn off their transponder. So
were you there?
The picture is coming together that you saw what you saw, then that call sign did change at a certain time, which lets us know that then it could have been moved to a congressman. There could be a chance that that person they were blocking you from seeing when they all lined up might have been someone that is, it could be Kash Patel. I mean, it could be Kash Patel. That's someone who could have a call sign. We've been running ideas. It could also not be him. And I want to be clear. I do think you saw, I think that is the reason they surrounded you, was to make sure you couldn't see who was walking out. I think your instincts are right on that. And I don't know what to say other than I know what you are going to go through now. And I want you to know that you have an ally with me. And I know how much you are already going through fighting them. And I intend to help you raise money to go through these lawsuits with the federal government. I know this is not easy. I know what your kid has been through. I know what your wife has been through. And no one should have to go through this because they told the truth. And potentially stumbled upon something corrupt, did definitively stumble upon something corrupt. And I think the public will be with you because they see what I'm going through right now, being sued by a transatlantic president overseas for just trying to tell the truth. And I just want you to know that, I know that this is hard for you and given everything you've been through, but I am here with you. I'm going to fundraise money for you, and I'm here for you and your family through whatever comes next.
Okay. Oh boy, that's really wonderful. And I've told you, thank you. I'd like to see justice. I'd like to see our government being honest again, or some level. I don't know why I was there or why I got to see what I did or how I happened to walk in on something. I wasn't there to, obviously I didn't know what was going to happen the next 24 hours. It seems coincidental that was the number they kept bringing up and whatever they were doing.
This is some wild stuff, I got to say.
Anybody looking at it, and okay, the military does that stuff. That's what they do. I thank you, for everything. But really, after hearing some of the other stuff, hearing about some of the threats against you, and I watch some of the other podcasters, Valhalla, really good guy, even if he gave me a bunch of crap about stuff. Fellow brother there from First Group. No, he had when he interviewed the French Foreign Legion, he got to learn a little bit about sometimes how in the intelligence world how things cross over, and other countries are a little bit dirtier and they borrow resources from us. Fort Huachuca is one of those places they would have to have done that.
Yeah, go ahead.
And when I had to pray myself and beyond. I just wanted to give you a tip, since you're pulling on these threads, and I had no idea.
What tip did he want to give her? Anyone want to take a guess? Give you one.
Idea that you were going to do all this.
I want you to know there were literally 51,000 emails unanswered in that box.
Okay.
And I went to church and I prayed
Oh, not just cheap and wrinkled. This was fresh out of the box.
and I said, give me something. And it was the first email, just like I said to you. I mean, what did I call 4 minutes after the email was sent? And it was actually me. I didn't send it to like my producer. I was just like, hey, maybe this is it.
Yeah.
And I can't help but to
Good
see
answer.
God in that and not, God as in people being trained in intelligence to make us think that everything is holy, but rather truly I saw God in that. And it's stunning. It's hard not to see God in something like that happening in that order. So I don't know what comes next, but I just want you to know that like you have an ally in me, and I hope you see that I am a fighter. And when I see good people and bad things happen to them, I will fight. And same for the people that watch this podcast. They are.
You guys are funny.
So, and they've had my back.
You guys are
and they have my back,
amazing.
I promise you that.
I really appreciate that. There are a lot of people in the military who we see things. I'm sure there's people down in Fort Huachuca and other places that have seen things, and there's a lot of people that stay quiet, to stay nice, to not be in conflict. And I had to pray.
Here.
This doesn't help. This doesn't help my situation at all. It's going to aggravate it. I'm absolutely sure. And but the truth matters, and that's why we wanted to send this up to you. We had no idea. All of a sudden, you'd be calling us. You really interrupted our gym time, by the way, and we really need it. Typically, I try to laugh things off quite a bit, but things are getting quite serious. And I think Baron Coleman, he gets it. Keep pulling those threads, and I hope you stay safe.
And same to you. And like I said, I'm going to put together a fundraiser for you, imminently. So, and this is obviously it's just the first conversation we're having. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, not just for sharing what happened. And I do believe you are a missing piece of this. I also want to thank you for your service. I want to thank you for trying to do what our government should be doing, which is stopping the cartels and not partnering with them. And so, just to thank you for your military service and all that you've gone through.
Thank you, Miss Owens. Thank you, Candace.
That's crazy. I think that's the end of this, right?
Thank you.
Let's.
We will be.
Amy says thank you also.
Thank you, guys. We will be right back, you guys. I'm going to let Mitch sign off here, and then I will answer some of your questions after some sponsors. Good news, you guys.
After some sponsors, after I tell you that, yeah. Let's see about this. Okay, so the stuff. Utah Judge Graff approved the use of cameras in the courtroom for the trial, rejecting the defense request. Oh, did this happen? Nope, that was a while ago. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's just type in Erika Kirk and see what we get, right, guys? Let's see. Erika Kirk's dating claims questioned after town hall. Let's see. Really now? Oh, we'll pull it up. Why not? So, let's just see the latest on all this. Erika Kirk is... Okay. Brian Harpole, Erika Kirk, and Marky Amodi are suspects in the assassination of the Kirk plot. Are they? Are they? FBI crushing open-air drug markets. Okay. I don't think they are. I think this guy's a moron. You can't tell them who's a suspect. Only the FBI and the police can determine who is and is not a suspect. That's interesting. Now, Erika Kirk introduced the Amfest stage by her late husband. Okay. Oh, Amfest is going on right now and stuff, too. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I wonder if something crazy is going to go on. I hope they have really good security at Amfest, for sure. So anyway, guys, what do you think? So... That guy spoke in such a way that it was hard for me to really pay attention to. I'm not even kidding. Oh, I did not like listening to that guy talk at all. He was so boring. And it's probably not his fault. I'm not going to blame him for it, but man, was I ever bored listening to that guy. At the end of the day, though, he implicates Erika Kirk. Okay, so let's see this. Brian Harpole and Erika Kirk at Fort Huachuca, the day before Charlie Kirk was ended. I thought it was 2 days before. Okay. Oh, September 8th and 9th. Well, which day was it on? I don't know. Proof. I'll just do that so people don't think I'm just sharing it to, like, share it. People will do that. They'll be like, you really believe this? And it's like, no, sometimes I just retweet things so I can do a video over it later on. I don't retweet things because I agree with it all the time. Sometimes I do just retweet things that I agree with, but sometimes I don't, so people shouldn't take my feed serious at all. No wonder they freaked out. Also, check out this development. Oh, okay. Tyler Robinson's attorneys file motion to remove prosecution due to conflict of interest. Oh, of course they do. They're going to do everything they can, though. That's not surprising. They're going to do every single thing, you know. Of course, we have to see the receipts or lack thereof from those that Mitch claimed he saw that day. Nothing can be believed blindly, but I'm convinced he was there. Oh, okay. It's also weird when you bring in the military VIP plane that was flying in and out of the base that day. So he says all the people named should be able to provide, is what he meant to say, their whereabouts relatively easily. Okay. Maybe. I don't know if Erika Kirk could necessarily easily do that if she was just chilling at home, but all right, maybe. He also said he saw Erika with them. Yeah, it's just crazy. This is actually a crazy, crazy, crazy claim. I didn't expect Candace to get worse after all this, or worse after her meeting with Erika Kirk. And it's like I've been saying. I've been saying it from the very beginning. She's implicating Erika Kirk. She's pushing and pushing and pushing that Erika Kirk did something while hiding behind. I never did that because she knows she doesn't want to upset her audience. Because if she lets her audience know that she doesn't like Erika Kirk or that she suspects a grieving widow, she knows that her audience will turn on her. So God knows she's going to save her audience before she actually, fights for the truth of what happened to Charlie. Just find that to be weird. Quote unquote, after I looked at it, that was definitely the guy. 95 to 99% it was Erika. What are the odds? Well, whatever the guy wanted to make up in his head, I don't know. What are the odds that he's lying, guy? People really do believe anything they're told, don't they? They really do. This guy, Erika, that sounds like BS. Since when Candace first relayed what this guy said it was only Harpool. Yeah. He did. He didn't say it was Erika in the email, did he? Isn't that weird? Why did story change? What video? Can you guys... let me see. I was going to pull up the Brown University thing real quick. This is Ella Cook. Wait a minute. Lots from December 17th. Let's just go ahead and pull this up. What video did Candace mention... what's his name? What was it that she mentioned that guy? Oh. Okay, that was weird. Shorts. No, not Shorts Live. Let's see, which video was it? Let them eat cake. Erika Kirk tells her to stop. Where was it? TPS 3. Okay. Where did the Egyptians go? Another French front. Oh, God. I don't want to talk about French fronts with Candace. That's for sure. What video is it so I can pull it up? I want to see what this guy said. Sue in Valhalla, Charlie. Operation Mocking Plane. That's What did Charlie Kirk discover in the end? Megyn Kelly. What was the first episode she talked about this guy? Dami. Okay. And Shapiro crying again. Okay. Oh, man. This is going to take a little while for me to find, isn't it? What's his name? Mitch Snow? I got an idea. What episode did Candace first mention Mitch Snow? We'll figure this out. Apparently there was like Operation Valhalla, and he was making a reference to it whenever he said rest in, we'll see you in Valhalla, Charlie, or something like that. But I don't know why he would say the quiet part out loud. People are dumb if they actually would do that, but I also don't believe that anybody's that dumb. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, it's on expert. Dang it. Just, no, fast. Go fast mode there. Expert mode's for my backgrounds. Big Mitch, often named Big Mitch, or just Mitch, okay, thank you, is an alien poacher and reoccurring antagonist in Phineas and Ferb. That's my bad. Candace Owens. Good lord. Okay. Candace Owens has not publicly mentioned anybody named Mitch Snow in any of her podcast episodes, based on extensive search across the web. Oh, geez, really? No, okay. No. All right. Thank you. First mention the guy who was on the run from cartel member. I'll just put from cartel. There we go. Maybe I'll find it then. Candace Owens first mentioned the individual referred to as Harry, okay, who allegedly went on the run after discovering U.S. government tied to cartels in December 2025 of her episode. What was it? A fan transcription around December 10th quotes her speculating he accidentally stumbled upon the fact that the government was implicated in working with the cartels. Okay, which is this seems distinct from Mitch Snow. Okay, I don't care about my prior question, jerk. As searches link the cartel fugitive. Okay, what episode was it? Okay, what is the name of the episode? That's what I want. I want to find her video. Jeez, Grok, be just as absolutely, like, difficult as possible. Recently around December 9th or 10th, okay. Harry Myers, okay. The individual allegedly went on the run after all this. Okay, does not appear to have a formal title listed on platforms like Apple. Okay. December 9th or December 10th. Whatever, I'll find it. Ugh. Okay, December 9th or December 10th, which would have been literally 11 days ago. All right. Or 9 days ago. Okay, so it's like one of this one or this one or this one here. Okay. Kirk's trip to Asia. Okay. I think it was the Tim Pool one, actually, wasn't it? So, let's see. France update. Charlie's thoughts on JFK. Milo. One shot. Comments. Okay. Let's see. Cartel. Okay. Does not mention the cartels there. Fantastic. No. Okay, so it's not that one. Where was I at? 10 days ago. Here we go. Charlie Kirk's thing to Asia here. Explosive update in our interview. Okay. Let's just see. I'll find it, guys. This is interesting to me. Oh, here we go. First ever discover. Okay, here we go. This is the guy. Compromised commanders that were working with the cartel. That's why. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. So I'll find it here. Let me ask. At what minute mark? Oh, wait, I don't even have to say what minute mark. I'll just look for it. What's his name? Brian Harpool. Okay. Here we go. We're going to listen to this real quick.
And at this point, he sees that the person that is with him, and he said, certain that the person that is with him is Brian Harpool. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's about to get even more interesting. So, and again, I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there, but I have spoken to this guy and I very much trust what he is saying. I think he is very credible. Okay. So he sees Brian Harpool come out, this older guy, and what then happens is first the guys that are checking him in are friendly. He explains to them, yeah, this is what happened to me. I just want to speak to somebody. They're like, yeah, let me help you. Then all of a sudden, after Brian, who he believes to be Brian Harpool, who he's not obviously recognized at that time, he would not have known that was Brian Harpool, but he remembers him, obviously, because then the biggest political assassination since JFK happens. Suddenly, somebody hits the panic button. And two captains come out and they escort him out of the building and they begin what becomes.
Okay. So at the end of the day, he never once ever mentions Erika there at all. Ever. Like, here's the thing. He sees a man dressed like Brian Harpool. Sees all these military guys. But never wants to mention the only woman with blonde hair and blue eyes in that room who definitely wouldn't be wearing a military uniform. I'm very much suspicious of that. His story changed. It's interesting, right? What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think about this man's story changing here? So now Erika is involved when he could have said that before. He could have absolutely said that before. And he didn't. Isn't that a little weird? Huh. I'm a little weirded out by it. She's speaking like she was there now? Yeah. He could have called and talked to them before he showed up to let them know he was showing up. Yeah, there's that too, Why drive all the way down there, I guess? He saw Erika at the hotel. Let's see. Hey, thank you. I may be actually wrapping up here pretty soon. So there's that. Let's look up this guy's info. He's a liar. Yeah, we could definitely be doing that. Let me see here. just Mitch Snow. Why is he going by Mitch Snow here instead of that one? That's Mr. J. Witt. I think his actual name is Mitch. Oh, okay. So this is his real name. I got you. So they are calling him Harry here. Retired Staff Sergeant Mitch Snow served in the U.S. Army Special Forces. It looks a lot like him. That's for sure. It looks exactly. Actually, I know for a fact it's him. That neck absolutely is undeniable. Undeniable. A small child, his life was to become a Green Beret. While scouting out a drop zone, he used his rock climbing training and fell more than 80 feet. He broke both of his ankles, back, neck, kneecaps, feet, and dislocated his shoulder. Good Lord. Medically discharged and devastated to leave the job that he loved. Mitch continues to work hard to regain through intense therapy. Well, that's not how he said he left, now was it? Huh. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting stuff. Isn't it? I'm definitely, where did I just get that open? Okay, here we go. So, let's see. This guy, Mitch, talking crazy with no proper proof, acting like he didn't go out like this. I don't know what he's talking about. Let's see. If this isn't the last straw, I don't know what this is. Time to sue Candace Owens and Mitch Snow to end this charade for good. Candace Owens has a guy on her show right now who is accusing Erika Kirk of being at a secret military meeting at Fort Hacha, whatever, on the day before Charlie was ended. Didn't even take 3 days and she's already back to this. Pathetic woman. Agreed 1,000,000%. His name is Mitch Snow and he got out of the military before the drug tunnels were discovered. She got duped. She got duped again. Candace Owens got duped again live. I cannot believe it. Unless, when was that? Let me see this. When was this page made? Can I see any updates on this page whatsoever? No. Let's see. Right here? Nope. Of course not. Of course they didn't date it. Dang it. Why not? When was this page made? How can I verify that? How can I verify this when this page was made? Dive Pirates Foundation. What is this website? Celebrating life after injury. Ah, okay, gotcha. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm definitely, let me... Okay. How long has Dive Pirates, around? Let's see this. Curious about this. You would think that they would have it on there, like, celebrating since so-and-so or whatever. Any history about it? Actually, where's their about us? Ah, here we go. Let's see. Interesting. People with amputations, spinal cord injuries, and those with hearing loss. Okay. All right. You can help. Become a member. Yeah, not much information there, huh? Not much information as to when or where. Let's see this. Dive Pirates Foundation website deprives divepirates.org belongs to a nonprofit organization that supports adaptive scuba diving for people with disabilities. The organization originated in 2003. Okay. Well, it's all legit. I would say it's all legit for sure. About the Dive Pirates part, I don't think that's like just some pop-up website that came up. So there's that. Wow. I think Candace got one pulled up. You know what I think happened? I think Candace Owens had a fast one pulled on her. I think this is a gentleman who found a way to be like, hey, I could give some false information, get some money my way, get some fame my way, get a lot of attention, and, you know, at the end of the day, by the time he walks away with quite a bit more money in his pocket, he could just be like, okay, well, I didn't say for sure I saw her. I said I was like 95% sure that looked like her to me, but I guess it wasn't her. I wonder. Man. The creator of Wayback Machine is a uncle of a very old journalist. Didn't Wayback Machine get all wiped? That's interesting. She definitely got duped, I think. To distract from the actual facts, the media did the same tactic with Kyle. Yeah. Watch this before going? Okay, I'll pull this up real quick. What's this?
Here we go again.
Ooh, loud. Oh, that's definitely AI. Wow.
You can come in. Come on in. Our proudest legacy will be that of peacemaker.
Peacemaker in the fire.
What is this? This is done really well. For AI, this is done really, really well.
Beautiful. Together, with like-minded leaders, we have a voice. Is it safe?
Yes.
This music is probably going to get me, actually, in trouble. Just letting you know. I probably cannot be playing this music. I doubt it's AI music, to be honest. It says Regal? What the heck? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this not? No way. What was that AI beginning? Hold on. Is this not? Yeah, no, that's definitely not. I was gonna say, I was like, there's so many real scenes here. I can't play all this, probably. Holy crap. Yeah, I gotta be very careful with copyright on this stuff, because they like to shut down this stuff all the time. Yeah, that's crazy. This intro, though. Well, it was, what was the part that got me? It was, let's see here. Oh. Okay. Hold on. I thought that was Trump. I thought that was Trump here. Watch this. When you see Barron. Oh, right there. Dang it. Ah, there it is. I thought this was Trump. And so I was like, okay. Yeah, this is AI. It's such a quick flash. Because I saw Barron there towering over Trump. And I was like, well, not quite. Barron's tall. So's Trump, though. He doesn't tower over his dad. Okay, that threw me off really well. What is this movie for, though? Like, what all is this about? Why is MGM doing this, too? I'm surprised, actually. I'm surprised they're not all, super anti-Trump and everything. Let's see. Melania offers unprecedented access to the 20 days leading up to the 2025 presidential inauguration. This is interesting. Yeah, that'll be a cool movie to watch. Also, one thing that made me think it was AI, which is silly, but this is definitely AI. This is actual garbage. Watch this. Wait, where's the... There it is, right here. All of that. You can see that, oh, why didn't they use a real artist for this? That's so rude. The lion's head is absolutely AI generated. Look at that. You can see it kind of clip up through the front of this, too. Hold on, let's see if I can pause it. It's like, yeah, it's just not. That was definitely AI. All those movies, which it looked amazing. I've never seen MG's, logo do all that, motion before. You know what I mean? But MGM was just like, why waste an artist on that? Freaking millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars that this company's probably worth. And then, bam. I mean, this is the same company that created Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean? And every, Shirley Temple movie and... Well, not every... No, they didn't get Shirley Temple. That's right. They didn't get Shirley Temple. They got close, and that guy tried to attack her. MGM definitely didn't miss their opportunity for Shirley Temple. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, to be honest. Yeah, it looks cool. When Cooler pulled up to Earth and realized Goku... Yeah, that's good stuff. Cooler's Revenge. Great movie. Anyway. Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to check that movie out, though. So, Mitch Snow, it looks like there's a lot going on here. So, let's see. Barry Weiss, she spent 5 years in New York without dating, watching her roommates' tough experiences. Okay. So, I'm confused. What's this? What are they talking about here? I don't understand. Erika Kirk again in a couple's photo shoot with Tyler Massey in March 2015. Well within the 5 years, she's claiming that she never dated? God, I don't care. I don't care if she dated anybody or not at that time. Who cares? So weird. Why is this even... Go away. I don't even care about that. I don't care who she dated. If it's not now, if she's not dating anybody now, I just don't care. You know? Fusion Reborn sick. That's a great movie. Absolutely good movie for sure. Couple of DBZ movies I don't really care for. Lord Slug is just... I don't care. It's just a ripoff of Broly. The first Broly movie, really. And it's obviously they didn't know what Super Saiyan was going to look like, so they really just wasted that. He goes Super Saiyan, and then it's wasted, and then he beats him a different way. As if, like, he would have had more power than that, which is, Oh, yeah, Dan Bongino to step down next month, so maybe we'll get some... Why does he look like this? Can I see that picture? I can't see that picture. Come on. Open image. There we go. Oh, that's so rude. What is this? What is this? Why has he got a little frumpy there? He okay? What's going on with this picture? Doesn't look why does Dan Bongino look so weird here? What is going on? Okay. So weird. They cropped something out. Somebody did him dirty. Because this is what Dan Bongino's head actually looks like. That's so rude. Who did this? Who did that? That's so funny. Oh, what the heck? That does look like a meme. I'm going to use this. Like, I want an enhanced version of that picture badly. That's amazing. Let's see. Man, I want to know. I want Dan Bongino to come out and just out the entire FBI. That's what I want. You know? Hey, it's Khabib. That's funny. Oh, man, I haven't watched UFC in a little while. That's very, very funny. So I gotta get a higher, like a better picture than that. What are people saying to Candace right now? This is so crazy. This is so crazy. Nobody's really even on this yet. I don't know. Matt Kester, if you want to show how the gun was hidden, carried away, yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. Lord Slug movie predates Broly movie. Oh, does it really? I thought Broly came first. No, of course it predates it. Duh, it's before he even fights Frieza. Yeah, of course. Never mind. Well, I guess Broly would technically be more of a ripoff of, but Broly was just a better movie, honestly. That Broly movie was amazing. Then there was the other Broly movies, which were trash and don't make sense at all. Because you're telling me, like, I get it, Broly would have got a Zenkai as, Saiyans do. But he would have been up against Ultimate Gohan for real at that point and still beating him. And, well, I guess it doesn't say it's Ultimate Gohan, but it's Gohan that definitely didn't stop training over 7 years and could go way beyond Super Saiyan. Like, really? For real? And you're saying Broly's just gonna smash him? Like, nah, like, that's just so ridiculous. I guess Broly's power wasn't that far off technically from Cell. He would have been Cell's level, or Cell would have been a little bit beyond. But to be, like, way beyond, I don't know. But then again, I guess they wouldn't have known about Super Saiyan 3. They wouldn't have known about Vegeta also being beyond Super Saiyan at that point. Right. I don't know. But anyway, back to the topic at hand here. Here's what happened. A crazy person who used to be in the military, currently a conspiracy theorist, probably a flat earther, uses the words false flag a lot, wandered onto a base and created. Yeah, I think so. A story that Candace Owens would like. Yeah, I think so. Created a story that Candace would have liked. Yeah. The second Broly movie was before Gohan had Ultimate Form. Yeah, it was. They wouldn't have, that's what I was saying. They wouldn't have known about Super Saiyan 3 yet when they made it, and they wouldn't have known about Vegeta going beyond Super Saiyan either. I don't know. Jeez, I don't know. Like, this is a weird story. I'm kind of taken aback by Candace here. She meets with Erika, and she does all of this stuff, exchanges information. Erika doesn't question Candace at all in any way, shape, or form, apparently. And then we're supposed to just believe that after she gets done with all this stuff, then bam, goes right back in on the attack. I don't know about this. This is very, very, very weird, guys. This is very weird. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about all this stuff? I'm definitely going to do a video about this later. It'll be out tomorrow morning, probably. Well, maybe I'll release it tonight. Maybe I'll do it and release it tonight, maybe. I don't know. This is such an insane amount of information. I'm just appalled that Candace thought that this would be okay to put out there without completely and totally fact-checking this and getting actually getting hard proof. You know what I mean? Like, this is beyond the pale. This is beyond anything Candace has claimed before. So, I'm just like, wow, you really genuinely went in on it. And I noticed nobody's talking about it either. Like, there's a few people talking about Mitch Snow here, but there's just, I don't know. I'd like to know where that ID came from as well, but I'll just refer to Jay Witt on that for sure, and I'll direct people to his channel when I show that image for sure. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. I actually have to get off here for now. I got to help get these kiddos down and stuff. Oh yeah, Black Frieza. Yeah. That's gonna be a wild one when that comes up. Oh man, I can't wait for that to get animated. You know, but I mean, we're like literally the anime's like 2 years behind the manga, and the manga hasn't been updated for, well, since before Akira Toriyama passed, which sucks. So there's that. We'll get updates, I'm sure. But yeah, that's what she does. Assumptions is her game. Seems so. But anyway, guys, I do gotta hop off here. Thank you all so much for being here. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna do another live stream. Saturday, I'm celebrating Christmas with in-laws and family in general and stuff like that. So expect a very spotty week for live streams. I'm probably only going to be able to do 2 for the week. And then next week, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do yet because it's the week of Christmas and all. So, you know, holidays come up, is what it is. I guarantee you Candace takes off the full holiday and doesn't try to at all solve anything involving Charlie Kirk because, you know, Christmas is a lot more important than finding out what happened to your best buddy. Yeah, right? But anyway, tell me what you guys think. I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.